Hey guys, so this is kind of an interesting game to be doing on the channel for the first new video, but recently I have created probably one of the best loadouts for intermediate, uh, using Pyromancer, Rocketeer, Base Pilot, Assassin, and Demo, and it works in a lot of maps really. I'll give you one game. So at the beginning, you would use Ace Pilot at any really circular areas, and I will just choose any map instead of using VIP. Let's go Harbor. Okay, so you'll use Ace Pilot, or if you don't want to use that, use Assassin at like choke point. So right here maybe. Right here is a good spot to explain where you'd want to put the Ace Pilot at. For the first waves, if you don't want to like wait for him to do the full lap when the normal zombies got past him, you can just use this ability right here and it'll turn him around so you can immediately shoot back at them. Like that. So they don't get out of his range. And then you can place two assassins right here. Now these assassins are gonna pretty much stop anything, really. And now you just upgrade your assassin, your ace pilot, to level 4 for these first couple waves, because at level 4, anything in any tower inside the ace pilot's ground range, this area, it will give hidden detection to any towers, which will be really good for the last couple waves. Actually, we're going to turn off the music, because that's going to get me copyrighted. Now, if you turn it like this, immediately start shooting at them. But basically, Ace Pilot is how you're going to defend most of the time until you can start placing down a lot of Rocketeers. You'll only be able to place a total of 8 Rocketeers. Pyromancer could be switched out for Freezer. Both work. Up to you. But if, let's say you modify this and you're having trouble with dealing against enemies that have armor, defense melting, it will be really good with Pyromancer. Otherwise, Freezer's probably the best. Now, I was planning on switching Pyromancer out for Freezer before the recording, but didn't do that yet. So, we'll just give the showcase for Pyro. So, the Ghoul will be your first boss in Intermediate. He's not too hard, but if they do get out of your range for attacking range for just a little bit, he will be able to heal. Just like that. In other waves, you will have to deal with multiple of these. Okay, so now that he's at level 4, any tower that in the range will get hidden detection. So you could replace Demo Man here. So Demo Man is because of the crowd control. Since Rocketeer's expensive and not the best at crowd control, Demo Man helps to deal with the large amount of enemies. upgrade Demo Man to second. So you should see now that there's this little eye with 100%. That means they're able to see even without the hidden detection status from the upgrade page. Okay, going to place 2 more Demo Men. You don't have to follow the way I'm going, but like how I'm placing these towers and upgrading them, but you can always do what you want. Upgrade Pyromancer. Now he has hidden detection, and we'll save up just a little bit to get fire hazard upgrade for defense melting, since defense status on the enemies should be coming in soon. And just start placing in more ace pilots to help deal with the damage. Or to deal more damage, sorry, that was a little bit bad grammar. Okay, and come on, there we go. So because this ace pilot, it also gives other ace pilots hidden detection. So yeah, that okay, bad. I don't even know what that was. Accent timing. Yeah, you don't have to upgrade these to level 4. I mean, you only have to have them at 3, I think. Okay, so you don't know what the slime attribute is. It's pretty much they'll spawn a little enemy after they die, and this said enemy will transform into anything, I think, on the map. Any enemy on the map right now, it will transform into that. So you'll want to deal with those. Okay. Now, around this time, you'll want to start getting Rocketeers. Okay, I would also suggest setting like 2 of the ace pilots in reverse, so they're just like all constantly attacking. Okay, I'm just like messing around right now. There we go. Probably a good amount. So that would basically make all the ace pilots constantly flying around. So there's always a ace pilot in range to deal some damage. Okay. This is looking pretty good. Now we'll upgrade these assassins, since the demo men and rocketeer should be able to protect this area for a bit now. The assassins will help weaken them and make sure they can't get as far when they get to the main part. And actually, you can place almost an infinite amount of demo men and assassins. I'm just gonna place a couple over here. Just in a little line. Oh, that was, what the heck? This little line will just help deal a bunch of damage. Rocketeers should be able to pick them off. And then I would suggest, if you do this little line I did, set all of the demo men to attack randomly. That way they're not all attacking the front and dish out the AoE damage they have. And actually, I'm going to sell one of these ace pilots to put over here. Now, where is it? There we go. Set it to figure 8, since it'll just be able to get back to the path faster than the circle. Actually, hang on. When do I get hidden detection? So Demo Man does not get hidden detection, so that's why I put it over here. Didn't look like he was going to get it. So now all these Demo Men, except for this little guy, we're gonna remove him, all have hidden detection, making hiddens not be a problem at all. The speedy boss seems to be a bit annoying, but we had that under control. If you do have to use items, don't. Especially if they're like past all your guys, just don't use it. Unless you're at the last wave, then I would consider using it to save your run. Alright, now upgrade the Rocketeers and start placing more. Increase that damage and range. So by the end of the round, you will want to have all 8 Rocketeers before the final boss comes. And you want to have at least 1 or 2 at max. If not, as many as you possibly can. Because I'll give you a reason why. Just the 3rd upgrade, Explosive Risks, is not good enough. It actually deals more with the quad targeting upgrade that the final upgrade gives you, which is a lot better. Especially since you don't want to have to deal with the enemy spam at the end also. Now that I have all 8 placed, and start focusing on either just getting them all to level 3 first, or upgrading Demo Men. The hiddens will take their distraction, the hidden bosses will take their attention away from the main guys for a little bit. Alright, he'll be dead. Start upgrading these guys to Explosive Risks. Now, some of you will be new and think this is just what the Rocketeer normally looks like. This is a skin, so do not think that's what that looks like. Okay. So I would suggest after upgrading at least 4 to Explosive Risks, also having all your ace pilots be at least level 3. Even though I have not done that yet. Hey. 1, 2. Where's the... that's level 2, there we go. You're going to want at least another pyro. Have 2, maybe even more. Because they are decent at dishing out a lot of damage really fast. Since, well, look at that attack speed. Not the best, but definitely help. Yeah, see, these hazmats have defense, and look at it going down 30%, and they're all dead. Okay, this living experiment and Reavers are another good example. Their defense goes down. The higher their level, the more defense melting it gives. Okay. So we're nearing the end, so just focus on only Rocketeers. If you want to, actually, I honestly completely forgot about Assassin's ability that they have. We'll just sneak in a little pyro there. More melting sooner. Okay. So this Pyromancer slash Freezer would have been DJ booth to make everything cheaper, you know, especially for that last upgrade, 20,000. Not the cheapest, but since it's an advanced tower, it's not that easy to get. Trying to make this loadout as cheap and easy to get as possible. So this assassin would have been Warden. A hidden boss actually almost got through. But yeah. If you have other towers that could replace Assassin or this Pyromancer, I would suggest doing that. Especially since this is, as I said before, just trying to be as cheap as possible. Because when I first created it, Demo Man was Mortar, Assassin was Warden, Pyromancer was DJ Booth, but these two were the same. Now it says 65 damage, but since it shoots 4, it's perfectly fine. Especially because of that AoE it will have. Will be perfectly fine for dealing less damage even though it's not the best. So, I'm trying to, guys, I'm trying to like, I guess, stay in the limits of a 30-minute recording for each video now. Not have those really long 5-hour videos. But if you do want some of those videos, please tell me. I will probably put a post in my homepage about that, asking how often I would post those kind of videos. Alright, yeah, these guys are dying really fast. So there should be at least 3. If you are doing this correctly and not like I did, maybe, I don't know, messed around with how you place the towers and when, you might be doing better. What is this? Ah, I skipped away. God. So the final boss, I would say has a 20% likelihood or chance to get past most of your defenses. But that will be fine, because if you're doing this map, they'll only get to like here, and then you can just sell a bunch of stuff and then move up to here, which has a really good spot. Actually, wait, right here's a good spot, since if you have a lot of them just at the 3rd upgrade, it can pretty much cover this area along with the entire path he's walking on. On most maps, this loadout will work, but maps that have multiple pathways, pretty sure this loadout will not work. So like, I'm pretty sure 4-star maps typically have multiple pathways. So do not expect this loadout to always work. Hey, it's noob friendly, new player friendly. Especially since with just a couple rounds you could get these 3 fairly quick. So, final boss here. I have almost all the Rocketeers at max level. I thought I would not have all of them max level by the end. These breakers, the big ones, big purple ones, are going to be annoying, especially in other game modes. You should expect that. Okay, patient 0. He has 100,000 HP, and if you don't know what his abilities are, he can hit like a little gun and throw potions. The potions heal him and allies. He can also spawn in some guys, but he doesn't really do that. There's his gun. It debuffs any tower that it hits. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, he can jump, I guess do a little spin, and then it stuns out most towers. Now, if he gets out of like assassin range and stuff, just move it, and delete them, and replace them as demo man. Because demo man will probably be your best way of dealing damage without having to remove your Rocketeers. Now he's almost 50% of the way past your defense. But as soon as, yeah, if he gets past it, I would highly suggest putting them somewhere that you would have planned out to put your Rocketeers at. Hey, it's doing a lot better than I thought. Oh yeah, and if you get Crossroads, this is just kind of like a normal thing to expect from a lot of people. Crossroads is one of the best maps to have. So if you ever get the chance to play on Crossroads, play on Crossroads. Since you're most likely watching this video to know how to solo the intermediate mode, not actually just like watch this. Yeah, I do think I will have to change out some of the towers. You know, make this not as close as it seems. Hmm. You will honestly, probably the worst thing to deal with against Patient Zero is his healing. Hmm. I don't know. Will I beat this? Wait, that doesn't do anything against him, right? Yeah, that doesn't do shit. Eh. So, I mean, you saw that 9,000 health. If you do it correctly, I think I should have moved my towers earlier. Probably placed more demo men. If you had so 9,000 health here at when he died, or when he killed us, sorry. If I had all the unit cap, we would have won. So let's pretty much, actually, let's just hit that. And let's try redoing this, see if I could actually correctly finish the show off. Okay. We're just gonna like quickly go through this. So I will meet you right as soon as they spawn in. Okay, so I don't know what I just decided to do, but apparently I forgot to unpause the recording, so he's already at half health now. We're at a similar spot right now. Interesting. Okay, so that's something I didn't think that would happen. So when I kept placing these demo men, it basically it used a bunch of money. He doesn't have burning, right? Yeah, he doesn't have burning, so that was useless. Um, it wasted a bunch of money, so you can't get the Rocketeers down. All right, so I think that might have gotten more coins, which I like. But definitely switch out Pyro for Freezer. I'm going to put that in the description. Probably put an image at the bottom. No, yeah, you'll see. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this was useful. It's probably just a map, but I will keep working on this loadout until I perfect it and make it as cheap as I can. So, thank you for watching and goodbye.